Ever see one of those trucks? Lifted suspension, oversized tires, gleaming chrome. Probably never touched a dirt road in its life. We call it a Pavement Princess. It's a vehicle meticulously built for off-road adventures, yet tragically confined to asphalt, spending its days navigating parking lots and stop-and-go traffic. But the Pavement Princess isn't just about trucks. It's a mindset, a symptom of a much larger problem. It's about prioritizing perceived status over actual value. It's about chasing an image, often at the expense of your financial well-being. Think about it. What's the point of owning a rugged, all-terrain machine if its primary function is to signal wealth or project an image of adventurousness to other people? The truth is that this happens more often than we like to admit. According to a study by Experian, the average loan amount for a new vehicle in the United States is over $40,000. $40,000 tied up in a depreciating asset, often justified by the potential for weekend getaways or the illusion of enhanced capabilities. This isn't just about cars, though. The pavement princess mentality seeps into every corner of our lives. It's the expensive watch that tells time just as well as a $10 version. It's the designer handbag that carries the same items as a generic one. It's the luxury apartment in an overhyped neighborhood. These things are all signals. We're bombarded with messages telling us that our worth is tied to what we own. Advertising preys on our insecurities, whispering that we're not good enough unless we have the latest gadgets, the trendiest clothes, the most impressive possessions. But here's the harsh reality. True wealth isn't about acquiring things. It's not about impressing strangers. It's about financial freedom. It's about having the resources to live life on your own terms. It's about not being a slave to debt. And the pavement princess mentality? It's a trap. A gilded cage that keeps you stuck in a cycle of consumption, preventing you from building real, lasting wealth and achieving genuine self-improvement. We need to break free from this. So, what does this pavement princess lifestyle actually cost? Let's break it down. First, there's the initial purchase. You're often paying a premium for features you'll rarely, if ever, use. According to Kelley Blue Book, the average price for a new car was over $48,000 in 2023. But we're not talking about average cars, are we? We're talking about vehicles loaded with upgrades, pushing that price tag even higher. Then comes fuel. Larger engines, heavier vehicles, and those oversized tires. They all contribute to significantly lower gas mileage. You're not just paying more at the pump, you're visiting the pump more often. Insurance. Insurers know these vehicles can be costly to repair or replace. Expect higher premiums, especially if you've made modifications. And speaking of repairs, those modifications, they can void warranties and lead to specialized expensive fixes down the road. A lift kit might look cool, but it can put extra stress on your suspension and drivetrain. That custom paint job? It's going to need special care. Depreciation is another killer. Cars are rarely investments, and the more specialized they are, the faster they tend to lose value. All those upgrades you paid extra for, they might not add as much resale value as you think. Let's not forget the opportunity cost. What else could you do with all that money? Imagine investing it in the stock market, buying a rental property, or paying off debt. That $48,000 vehicle. It could become a down payment on a house or a significant boost to your retirement savings. Consider this. If you invested $48,000 in an S&P 500 index fund and it returned an average of 10% per year, you would have roughly $124,000 after 10 years. That's the power of compounding, a power that is diminished with every dollar spent impressing people. Think about Sarah. She bought a top-of-the-line SUV because it looked good, with all the bells and whistles, racking up a $70,000 car loan. She justified it by saying she needed the space and safety. 2 years later, she's struggling to make payments, the car has depreciated significantly, and she realizes she rarely uses even half of its capabilities. She's now stuck with a massive debt and limited financial options. Or consider Mark. He leased a luxury car to project an image of success in his sales job. The high monthly payments ate into his commission, leaving him constantly stressed and struggling to make ends meet. He realized too late that true success comes from hard work and skill, not from the car you drive. Why are we so easily seduced by the Pavement Princess and its counterparts? It's rarely about genuine need. It's about what these things represent. We have to look inward and understand the psychology at play. A major driver is insecurity. We often seek external validation to compensate for a lack of self-worth. A shiny new truck, an expensive watch, these become symbols, shields against feelings of inadequacy. They whisper, "Look at me, I'm successful, I'm important." Then there's keeping up with the Joneses, a concept as old as suburbia itself. Social comparison theory suggests we constantly evaluate ourselves by comparing ourselves to others. Social media amplifies this, presenting curated images of perfect lives, fueling a desire to match or exceed them. Marketing and advertising are masters of manipulation, preying on our desires and insecurities. They craft narratives that link products to happiness, success, and belonging. Think about the truck commercials showing rugged adventurers conquering mountains. The message? Buy this truck, and you'll be just as capable, just as admired. Instant gratification is another powerful force. We live in a world of one-click ordering and same-day delivery. The allure of immediate pleasure often overrides the wisdom of delayed gratification, the ability to resist immediate rewards for long-term benefits. Saving for retirement lacks the immediate thrill of driving off the lot in a new car. Fake it till you make it is a popular mantra, but in personal finance, it can be a dangerous game. Projecting an image of success before you've actually achieved it can lead to overspending, debt, and ultimately financial instability. It's building a house on sand. True self-confidence comes from within, from accomplishments, skills, and genuine connections. It doesn't need to be propped up by possessions. There's a profound difference between driving a reliable, paid-off car because it meets your needs and leasing an expensive status symbol to impress people you barely know. A 2026 study by the financial website Bankrate.com found that only 30% of Americans would pay for a $1,000 emergency from their savings. Think about that. Many are trapped in a cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, often driven by the need to maintain appearances. Okay, so how do we break free? It starts with self-awareness. What are your triggers? That feeling of inadequacy when you see a friend's new purchase? Recognizing these feelings is the first step to controlling them. Next, budgeting. It sounds basic, but it's essential. You can't fix what you don't measure. Track every dollar coming in, every dollar going out. There are tons of apps that make this easy. Once you see where your money is actually going, you can start making informed decisions about where you want it to go. Prioritize experiences over possessions. That new gadget will give you a temporary dopamine hit, but a meaningful trip, a new skill learned, or quality time with loved ones creates lasting memories and contributes to genuine personal growth. Research shows experiences provide more enduring happiness than material goods. Now, let's talk about investing. Instead of pouring money into depreciating assets like that Pavement Princess, invest in assets that generate income or appreciate in value. Stocks, bonds, real estate, even investing in yourself through education or skill development. These are the things that build true wealth. According to a 2024 study by NerdWallet, over 50% of Americans invest in the stock market. Develop a long-term financial plan. What are your goals? Early retirement? Financial independence? Buying a home? Once you have a clear vision, you can create a roadmap to get there. This might involve consulting with a financial advisor, but there are also plenty of resources available online to get you started. Consider embracing minimalism. This isn't about deprivation. It's about intentionally owning only what you need and what brings you joy. It's about decluttering your life, both physically and financially, to make room for what truly matters. Practice mindful consumption. Before making a purchase, ask yourself, do I really need this? Or am I just trying to fill a void? Will this purchase bring me lasting joy or just a fleeting moment of satisfaction? Financial literacy is key. The more you understand about money, the better equipped you'll be to make sound financial decisions. Read books, listen to podcasts, take online courses. Continuous learning is essential in today's ever-changing financial landscape. A 2025 report by TIAA Institute found that adults in the United States could only answer about half of basic financial literacy questions correctly. There's a lot of room for improvement. So, what does success really mean? Is it the size of your garage or the balance in your bank account? Or is it something more profound? Let's face it, we've been programmed to chase external validation, to define ourselves by what we own. But true wealth isn't measured in dollars and cents. It's about financial independence, having the time to pursue your passions, and building meaningful relationships. Imagine a life where you're not chained to a job you hate, just to pay for things you don't need. That's the power of financial freedom. It's about having control over your time, your energy, and your choices. It's about designing a life that aligns with your values, not someone else's. Redefine what wealth means to you. Maybe it's the ability to travel the world, to dedicate time to your family, or to contribute to a cause you believe in. According to a 2024 Gallup poll, less than half of Americans say they are very satisfied with their personal lives. A record low. Perhaps shifting our focus from material possessions to intrinsic values could move that needle. So, take a moment to reflect. What truly matters to you? What kind of life do you want to create? What are your core values? Let those values guide your decisions, both financial and otherwise. Start small. Make one conscious choice today to break free from the pavement princess mentality. Maybe it's skipping that impulse purchase, cooking a meal at home instead of eating out, or spending an extra hour learning about investing. Every small step adds up. True wealth isn't about what you own, but who you become. It's about living a life of purpose, integrity, and genuine connection. It's about building a legacy that extends far beyond your material possessions. Choose experiences, not things. Choose freedom, not debt. Choose purpose, not status. Choose to be free.